Welcome back, Benchwarmers. We have a lot of topics to discuss today.
No, we don't.
I mean, I don't know, Marco. Spurs doing their very best to qualify for Europa. Not expecting Arsenal to do the very same thing, which happened shortly after. So there's a Europa League chase right there. Cristiano Ronaldo, 30 hat tricks before 30, 30 hat tricks after 30. I'm trying to lose at least 15 pounds before I'm 30. Maybe a little bit of physical abuse will actually get me there. So that'd be my next step.
Smack people from their phones off their hands, and maybe you might be able to do it.
That'd be my next step. And let's talk about how great Bruno was. No, not from United, from Newcastle. The better Bruno in the league.
I thought you were gonna say like how good he is that he has car accidents all the time.
He can't see where he's shooting the ball. He can't see where he's driving either. Thank you, Marco, for that. That was a really good one, actually. I'm lost where I'm at right now. I got lost my train of thought.
Oh, this is a bad joke.
All I got was Burnley. I'm fucking lost. You threw me off the rails right now. We are the Benchwarmers. I am one of your hosts. My name is Eric.
Nico, Nick,
John,
Marco.
We had to catch up where I was just at. I really lost myself. West Ham showing why this Europa run is the only shot they have a top four. Yeah, because they dropped a point as Burnley sacked Sean Diche. A lot to go over today. A lot to discuss.
10 years, right?
10 years, something like
So,
yeah.
I think he was the longest serving manager in the Prem before the sacking. Damn, man. Well, we'll talk about that when the time comes because there's more to break apart in that game. No pun intended there. Quick recovery to Westwood, by the way. I really did not mean to say that.
I mean, nobody thought about that until you brought it up.
I said it and then I was like, oh, wait.
I mean, we were discussing it before we started recording, but
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't think about that when you said that.
It just came out and then I was like, oh, wait, that's a good pun, but that's not what I meant.
It's a horrible pun, Eric.
No pun intended is what I meant to say.
Yeah, I think you meant it.
But yeah, how's you guys' day been so far?
Good. Can't complain.
very well.
I can't wait.
Yeah, Nick,
I can't wait for Nick to start talking because he's been looking and seeming kind of down, and he's I don't know. It seems like he's just
He
waiting.
wants to get off his chest today.
Yeah, I think so.
What is it, Nick?
I'm good.
Is there like a certain point they want to get across today?
Yeah, a lot of points.
Okay, I'm excited to hear your points. Marco, what's up, man? How you?
Nah, bro. Actually, today was the first day of the past couple weeks that I've actually been pretty slow.
Oh, nice.
Which is good.
Little
It
break?
was a nice breather. Yeah.
Nice. We got a new mixer, so hopefully the audio is sounding pretty crisp.
Or shittier. We'll find out.
We'll find out. If it's sounding pretty shitty, then we didn't do our job very well. But it is what it is. I'm sure we'll be fine. We have hopefully some effects coming soon your way. But make sure you follow us, give us a like, a subscribe, a review on the podcast, and a rating goes a very, very, very long way. So we appreciate that. It goes just down below in the little description box. You'll find all that. I mean,
I think one of the effects should be wah, 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 wah.
Yeah. Whenever somebody's like completely wrong. But yeah, man. I mean, I kind of don't want to talk about the games right now, but we have to talk about the games.
I mean, that's what we're here for.
I'm trying to buy some time, you know.
I wouldn't mind skipping. I wouldn't mind skipping it all too. So
I mean, you had a good weekend.
we still suck.
It's like 3 points.
Good one, bro.
Suck. That's true.
Really,
That's
the
true.
one day
Come back.
I don't think I won as
I
well.
really don't know how the fuck they did it. I don't think also the same way they won the same way. At last minute. Oh, that's also he's also an Atletico fan.
Yo, for
I'm just
real,
everything. I'm just a
bro?
Madrid fan. Right? I'm a Madrid fan. Atletico Madrid.
Oh,
Just
don't
Madrid.
say that to like
Anybody.
anybody.
You will get hurt by both sides.
Yeah.
What you say?
Oh no.
Oh, I thought you said something to me about that. All right, so if we have nothing else to say, nothing off our chest, I think we'll get into kickoff. Is that fair? I guess. Let's do it. This is kickoff. All right. So the first game, I mean, my weekend started off on a very high note. Spurs losing 1-0 at home. North London is Brighton. I was happy for the result, but now honestly I don't even want to laugh at them because
You can laugh at Josue with his
not
4-0.
even. Well, I can't laugh at him. Well, with his prediction, I can't laugh at him. But
4-0.
I mean, honestly, my biggest question out of this game, and I think guy you brought it before recording is Graham Potter. How he's done very well with that team. Statistically, last season, XG Kings. This season they've been doing pretty well, getting big results against Arsenal, Spurs. They have a big game coming up against Man City on Wednesday. We'll see how they do then. But my question to you guys is, where Do you think Graham Potter is due for a move? And if so, where is that move to?
I wouldn't know where he would go, but I definitely think he's shown enough that he deserves something. I mean, if he can do what he's doing with Brighton against beating back to back and Spurs and you guys, he can just imagine him with a team that has better players.
So, is there any team right now that you think would be a good fit for him if a vacancy were to open up?
That's hard to say. I mean, I wouldn't know exactly where he would fit in.
Based
mean,
on
maybe-
based just on history and the past couple of years in Everton.
That's
Everton,
what I was
that's
thinking.
struggling
But
right now, that's known to be in at least top 10. A team that's consistently been up there, and now is struggling. I can see him maybe trying to revive that team.
I like that. I like that one.
I had Everton in mind as well, and I'd like to add Leicester City.
That's another one that I was
if-
thinking.
that's a good
there's
one.
been question marks about Brendan Rodgers and his future, and I think if he were to get sacked, I think Graham Potter with a team like Leicester, top recruitment that they've had the past couple of years. Obviously, they've been back, the manager, and obviously they made it to the FA Cup final last year. Obviously, won the league in 2016. So I think it's a perfect club for him. If Brendan Rodgers were to leave or to get sacked, top quality players, obviously Fofana, in attack, Kelechi and Nacho, in the midfield, Yuri Tielemans. So I think if with Brighton, obviously he has Yves Bissouma,
Oh, dude, I love that guy.
right? Tariq Lamptey, quality players, but obviously Leicester have more. So I think if he can get to Leicester, I think he'll do a pretty good job with them.
Basuma, that's a player that I feel deserves a big move as well, alongside Graham Potter.
Especially the way he played at the weekend.
Oh, dude, he looked phenomenal. I mean, that's the way he plays though. That's him.
Yeah.
That's him. Like, winning tackles, and he knows how to pick out a pass. That's Basuma's a great player. Yeah, he had some off the field issues. Don't know what happened. It seemed like it got cleared up, but with what he does on the pitch, that specifically does deserve, I think, a Champions League level team move. Do you see that happening? And if so, where to?
Funnily enough, I think it'd be a good choice for him to join a team that he beat on Saturday in Tottenham. I think he can replace. I think he can be an upgrade on Pierre-Emile Højbjerg. Homer, like, he's decent. Like, he's not bad, but I think Basuma is more of a high octane. I think if you pair Basuma along with Bentancur, he's fine. But if you can upgrade on Bentancur and really create like a pivot where it's just like there's a mix of both worlds, where you have, power, technicality, which Basuma also has, and then a smooth midfielder, which Basuma is also. But if you can add another midfielder to him, I think a pivot of Basuma and someone else would be perfect. So I was thinking Liverpool, but I think for a Wijnaldum replacement in the summer, I think he would have been perfect. But I think Liverpool might have moved on from now. Arsenal, it would be interesting because
Basuma and Party.
Tubby.
That way Shaka can just focus on left back.
City not
Yo, for real.
City not so much. United maybe not because they're trying to find a DM. So I think I don't see him leaving England. So I think Tottenham would be a good fit for him.
Do you guys have any thoughts of where he should go, or if he deserves, or he should stick around Bayern a little bit longer?
Well, he definitely deserves something better because he just shows the quality that he has. It does make sense. I do agree with Nick. I think Spurs definitely would be a good fit for him. I know he was linked with us for a while too. I mean, I wouldn't be too mad.
Would you take him or Declan Rice?
Declan Rice.
Actually, these two
Only issue with
clubs-
Declan Rice is the English tax and the price.
Yeah. These two clubs just sprung into mind: Inter Milan and AC Milan. I think he'd kill it at one of those clubs. Frank Kessie leaving off to Barcelona. I think he'd be a top replacement for him. So, yeah, I said he wouldn't leave England, but I think if he were to leave, I think those two clubs he'd excel.
Marco?
Would you?
I was gonna say, like, things that, like,
Dormido.
what more can I say?
Dormido.
No. I was trying to see, like,
Alright,
what other
what
team
did you
gonna
see?
do? But, like, honestly, what other team can we see him? If you want to step up in a way, right? At least legacy wise, or if you want to go to the top 6, then yeah, why not make that move to a Spurs or an Arsenal, right? That you could quote unquote consider having a better or brighter future.
Oh, he's having a brighter future at Brighton.
I don't.
Those are cheesy
But
words.
also, I mean, there's always. I mean, as much as Nico's gonna hate me on this, the Bundesliga, bro, Bayern, Dortmund.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah, I
that's
didn't think about
technically
that.
it's a step up, and depending on what team he goes to,
Mm.
guaranteed Champions League.
Mm-hmm.
Dortmund, RB Leipzig. Yeah.
Even yeah. Okay, that's the team, Marco. That's why
Something to
I
consider.
asked you, bro.
I mean,
There's
but
other
that's why
teams
you
can
have
say.
that's why you have to give me a little bit a leeway, bro.
I mean,
give me
you had two people going ahead of you.
No,
So I thought that was
no. My wheels are turning. They turn very, very slow.
That's
So,
fine. We'll
You
get a little
need
grease in
you need some you need some WD 40.
bro, I need a lot more than that.
Now, I wasn't asked this now, but I'll ask it after the United game, which is a top 4 race because it's very much live. So I'll ask that a little bit later. But Spurs, a little bump in the road. They should be bouncing back next game, right? This shouldn't really be, or is this a Spursy moment that we were kind of expecting from them? Because honestly, I started seeing a change in mentality these past 3 games that they were on, and then this was the bump that I was hoping for. Was it something that you guys were expecting as well?
I didn't expect the loss, but after the result, I mean, every team loses. Like, as much as I think, like, even with like Xavi and Barcelona, like they lost today and lost the Europa League quarterfinal against Frankfurt. Like, every team loses. Like,
Yeah.
it just happens. You gotta lose. Like, you can't win every game, so
Yeah.
you just have to lose at one point. So I think it is a bump in the road. You know who they play next?
They play
Brentford.
Brentford, Leicester, Liverpool, Arsenal, and Burnley are their next 5.
Well, why say 6 because there's only 6 matches left with
Well,
Norwich at the
yeah.
end.
Jeez, they have Norwich at
Their last day is
Jesus
Norwich.
Christ.
They're away to Norwich, if I'm not mistaken.
May 22nd, we're a month away for the end of the fucking
Premier
Premier
League.
League. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah. Bump
But
in
yeah,
the road.
it's-
So
it is a bump.
we'll see
It is a bump in the
who's
road.
next game? You said?
Brentford, which
Ooh,
That was-
that'd be a
Brentford-
good game.
That's a good match.
That'd be a good game because Brentford won today.
They're away.
I mean, this past weekend they won 2-1 against Watford. So
yeah,
they're on a good run as well. So that's all. Let's see what Spurs do. They lose at home 1-0 to Brighton. Brighton, the Kings of North London, unfortunately, but they move on, as do Southampton. And if there's ever a team that you need to look at to bail you out of bad times, look at Arsenal. Look at us. Well, we'll help you. If you're a
We're there for
charity, if
you.
you're in need, look at us. We give out 3 points a week just to make you happier. Okay, that's what we did. That's what we do here. You lose 6-0, that's rough. You know what? Here's 3 points. That's what we'll do. Okay. So Southampton win
you
at home.
guys are
1-0.
nice. You guys are really nice.
Yeah, we know we try, bro. We try. Listen, people don't see it.
It's important to give back.
Fans react to the result, but they don't see the philanthropy that we're trying to do behind all this. You know, there's a lot more. We're trying to motivate other clubs and other teams and other players to be the best they can be. So if that means us sucking, that's what it is. You know, it happens. It's a part of life.
Part of our DNA.
That's the way I'm looking at it right now.
I want to get straight into it. Marco, question.
God damn, bro.
Damn, this is what we were waiting for.
Straight
For you. Marco question. Fuck.
I'm looking straight
Why
at
did you
you.
want- Eric's trying to avoid you trying to avoid him?
Producer, pen into me, please.
All right, let's see if I have an answer.
If Arsenal fail to get top 4 this season, should Mikel Arteta get the sack?
No. I think he still has a lot more to show.
What if he ends up in 8th place again?
I don't think we end up in if he ends up. I mean,
That's 2 8th places in a row.
yeah. If he
So
if,
3. You end up with again.
How much? No, I'll still keep him.
Okay.
I like to. I think, man. I'm still not in that bad way of Arteta.
Mhm.
I don't see it. I've seen what he wants to do.
Mhm.
I also see what he can't do if he doesn't have the players, and injury has been fucking us over right now. I just if we can, and of course this is a big thing because we have to have at least some type of European competition to be able to bring bigger names into the team. If we can at least scratch to see if we can get Europa, And if they give him the money, I can see the team progressing, top 4 next season. I still think we have a chance. I'm the hopeful one between us two. I still think we do have a chance.
We do.
Because technically we do.
Yeah.
You do. You play.
But
You play us soon, so you definitely have a chance.
This guy is fucking.
My man wins one game.
No, you have. You have a good chance because you probably might win. That's what I'm saying. So yeah, you have a chance.
He's
trying to
trying
jinx
to jinx us by
Okay,
saying this, which is fucked up. But no, we still have a chance to end up in top 4. I'm the hopeful one. I say yes. That's the goal. That's the aim. A lot is good. A lot of our mentality is going to be shown on this upcoming game against Chelsea. How strong mentally are we? We've lost three games in a row. The last one to Southampton, which Chelsea just walked away beating them 6-0. So mentally, depending on how the result of this Chelsea game comes, in my opinion, that will determine how the next 5 games are going to go. Because if we're not mentally there for this game, then we're just going to start collapsing for the next couple ones.
Okay.
Now, is it safe to say, would you guys agree, the two of you, that, and Gab maybe as well, that Mikel Arteta has gotten very lucky in his Arsenal career as a manager, because he has spent 2.5 seasons as an Arsenal manager, back-to-back 8th place finishes, has been back this past summer, and if he fails to get top 4 of the season, would you say that he has escaped getting sacked a couple times?
Has it been 2 seasons? I think isn't this his
This is
first
his
full
third-
one?
This is his 3rd season.
Oh shit!
This is just last season
second
was his
full
full
season.
season. This is
Okay,
second full season.
season.
Yes.
So do you think he's escaped death many times? Like, do you think he's lucky to still have his job?
I'm trying to think because this is a weird. I want to say yes, he is, but given the circumstances that he has been a manager, I think which is why he's not been sacked. So yes, if you're saying he's lucky, I would say yes, he's lucky. Because if you take away everything else that happened outside of football, he would have been sacked. You can't account for COVID. You can't account for the market that COVID caused, the players that he had to get rid of. A lot happened. A lot has happened. I don't think a lot of fans and other fans of other clubs see as well that it's been a complete turnaround as far as the players that we have on the wage bill itself in general. But yes, he has been very lucky because if you take away COVID, if you take away an overinflated, bloated team, and you still get back-to-back 8th places, you're most likely to get the sack from any other major club, right? Now on the flip side, I also think he's done a lot. He's progressed the team in a way that we haven't seen in the latter parts of Arsene Wenger's years either. You could see the downfall, and it wasn't getting any better. Even with Emery, it was always kind of iffy. With Arteta, yeah, you have to give him credit for the trophy. The trophy's a trophy. He won it. That only bought him so much time. So I think that time and the credit he built up leading into this part of the season on that good run of form, I think that credit is up now with the fans. So now it's time to put up or shut up.
Yeah, I think like Eric said, his credit is due, and I think if depending wherever we end up this season, hopefully in top 6 at least, he has to show some other type of progression next season. And if by December there is no, I wouldn't be surprised if he is out.
Like in the beginning of the season, our expectations were 6th place.
Yes,
or 5th place. I'm sorry, I think it was 5th place.
I think I had a 4th. But
yeah.
Like top
but
4,
it was which it was iffy there.
We're there, yeah.
Yeah, which we're there. So if you take our predictions from the beginning of the season, we're at where we expected to be. The reason why we're all kind of down right now is because our expectations changed once we saw a change in the team as well. So when they started doing good, we felt good. We're like, oh yeah, top 4 is looking good. But then you have to account for the downfall. There's always a downfall.
We were expecting
injuries, and this is where I would put the blame a lot. Maybe not so much on Arteta and Edu, because you go the whole winter transfer window going for one player who was using you to get his move to Juventus and not have a plan B. Now you see the issues we're in. Like I said, wasn't in training again today. He might not be available for against Chelsea. That means you have to rely on the likes of And Kedia, you're talking about a front line with no senior players. Our captain is a 22-year-old, 23-year-old. Like this is Party injured. Like, these past 3 games are exactly the same situation that happened at the beginning of the season. No Party, no Tomiyasu. Lacazette, I mean, he actually he had COVID actually in the beginning.
He's COVID. Yeah.
He has COVID now. It's the exact same scenario we're having again, but we didn't prepare ourselves and didn't bring in the depth that we needed. So shame on us for not doing that. The only way he's gonna be able to, I guess, make it up to the fans, because I think he is gonna back by the board no matter what. I do agree with you. I don't think he's gonna get sacked. Rumors are 2 strikers, a midfielder, and another, I think, outback for the window. They're gonna back him, give him a lot of money this window, from what the reports are saying. But yeah, I don't think he goes. It's just be prepared. If you fail to prepare, you prepare to fail, which is a big thing that we did in this past window by not bringing the players that we need to keep us where we are. We take away Party, Sambi is not Party. We need to take away Lacazette, Aubameyang. Eddie and Kedia is not either one of those players. Tomiyasu, Cedric, he's been okay, but defensively, you've seen how our defensive record just fell apart once Tomiyasu left the squad. We've been conceding goals left and right. So, I mean, it's rough, man. I'm sick, bro. I'm so fucking sick, but I'm not throwing the season away yet. I think there's, like Marco said, there's still a very good chance. We still have games in hand. We still play against Spurs, still play against United. So it's very much up in the air. Arteta has, to me, he's gotten the best way he can out of these players. Because if you look at the stats, we dominated this game. XG was in our favor. They didn't even have 1 XG. But what happens when you don't have that conviction, that point to the arrow, that guy who's done it, been there, I'll do it again? Darwin Nunez. I fucking love to have a player like him that's like a fucking threat in the final third. It's not a player that we really have. It's Saka and Martinelli. You double team them, no threat down the middle with Eddie and Kedia. That's it. Your game is over. But I think there's still hope. I'm really excited for this summer window more than the actual season that I don't know why. I think however we end up, the players we're gonna go for, we're gonna get. I have that feeling, but
I feel like again we have to be top 6 for it. I think if we and once we do land that top 6, I think that's when we're gonna be able to see what type of actual players we're gonna get for this upcoming match. I'm assuming that the lineup's gonna be pretty much the same.
I would assume so, and the way he lined up is exactly the way I wanted it too.
I actually would make one switch.
Which is that?
I'll bring Pepe in, and I'll actually not use Nketiah and use Martinelli there.
I actually wouldn't mind. Did you see how Pepe came in as a center forward?
Yeah,
I wouldn't mind that either.
I mean, at this point, experiment. Try it out. I personally don't think Nketiah.
We need a finisher
there. Yeah, we don't have those type of players.
We don't have finishers.
But I mean, we can if we load up the box. Something.
Yeah.
I mean, we tried. I mean, this past week we saw it.
Yeah.
We tried left and right.
And
we were consistently there. It's just that we didn't have that one player to put it in. Yeah.
And with Arsenal, there's one thing you should know.
The goalkeeper did a really good job.
Oh yeah. Oh my God, he was a fucking fire that game. I think he had like 3 or 4 definitive goals that were just what the fuck.
Yeah, like 8 or 9 saves.
Yeah, he had a phenomenal game. But I mean, credit to him. But at the same time, like, we should have put some away. If you're an Arsenal fan, when it rains, it pours, but there's still some sunshine, I think, at the end of the day. So let's cross our fingers. A lot more games to come up. Chelsea on Wednesday. Cheering. But apparently, I just read today, they got their first approved tifo. So for the game against United, they're going to put it up, which is pretty cool.
Do you know what it is?
I don't know what it is because you don't really see it in the Prem that often.
Oh yeah,
that's true.
Honestly,
that's true.
Using it. PSG,
Inter, like Italian teams, allowed to use it, but I don't.
What
really,
is it? Canyon?
I don't know. It's apparently like they're just like on the seats, so it's not like a big banner. From my understanding, I think it's just in the seats that they're gonna hold up. But which I mean, kind of if there's ever a time to get behind a team and support them, it's now, especially for this Champions League run. And as a United fan, I'm sure you probably feel the same way. As a Spurs fan, I'm sure Jose feels the same way. And as a Liverpool fan, I'm sure you feel the same way going to the very end for the league. So a lot to play for, a lot to go. I mean, Southampton, credit to them. They got their 3 points. Broja, I like him.
He played good.
He played good, man.
He played good for
He
not
makes
having
himself known
for
in
not
the
having
final
played
third.
the past couple games.
Yeah, he makes himself known. Like he doesn't shy away. He doesn't hide. He makes himself a nuisance to the center
He's
backs.
Albanian, so
For real, yeah, for real. So I mean, we'll see. A lot of what these Chelsea understudies or loanees have to offer in this season coming up too. But yeah, move on. Any other questions?
not right now.
All right, we think about come back to it. But we move on to Ronaldo and his hat trick, carrying United to a 3-2 victory over Norwich. Condolences. Wanted to start off with condolences to Ronaldo and I didn't get the full story, but was it in the womb? Was the baby in the womb, or was it during delivery?
I believe it was during.
Oh, damn.
I believe so.
So condolences to Ronaldo on his family, man. That's a horrible loss. Wow, I don't even know what to say to that, to be honest with you, but he got a hat trick. 30 before his 30, 30 after 30. What's there not to say about this guy? He can do it at all ages. He's carrying United. How would you rate his season so far?
Out of 10,
And
Yeah,
this was
go
guys.
first. Go
This was
first.
you guys.
I'll give it. I'll go first.
Yeah.
I'll give it a 7.
A 7?
I agree with
I
that.
think again, going back to how we started the conversation at the
Mhm.
beginning of the season to where we're at now, we would have never expected. I mean, we were expecting goals. We just weren't expecting him to have such a roller coaster type of season. But I still think, even though he disappears in some games, when he shows up, and he says, "I'm here." And he showed up in this game that I think needed him the most.
Mm-hmm.
And with a hat trick, no less, I think it's not what I expected, but I do think that based off what he's been doing, I think that a 7 is more than enough. And I think maybe a little too much, but it is Ronaldo, so maybe that's why I'm giving him that leeway.
Okay.
Yeah, I definitely agree for the kind of player that he is, and same thing for as much talk as we were giving the whole team from the start of the season and what our expectations were. I think where we are now definitely deserves a 7 because he disappears, and when he disappears until he decides, you know what, fine, here I am, like Marco said. So I think 7 is good enough. I mean, he is third now on the Prem scoring sheet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, probably 7. Just because.
Oh, God, you guys are all so fucking.
That's why I wanted to go first. That's exactly
Switzerland
why I
as
wanted to go
motherfuckers,
first.
man. Like let's
I'll
all play
go back and I'll
neutral.
say 5.
Because I can't give him an 8. I can't give him.
No, you can't go higher than
I
that.
can't give him a 6 because he's been actually pretty well, and
I mean,
also
he's
he's
third, like Gat was saying.
Who has a better season, Ronaldo or Jota?
Jota. Just more non-penalty goals. Like you just can't count for a player who doesn't take pens to a player who does take pens. Just unfair. It's Chile Immobile like 2 years ago. He took like 12 pens.
I really
But-
cut this part out.
Yeah, I mean it's
Cut this part out. I want to see the reaction of people have to say about that because that's an interesting. That's a fair point. If you look at Bruno Fernandes last season's numbers, his goals were what? How many penalties?
I don't know.
A lot.
And this season, that's a fair point.
He barely done anything.
That's a fair point.
Yeah, honestly. Yeah, Jota. You just like, and it's funny because honestly, I could care less as well. Like I rate Jota very highly, but I see comparisons Ronaldo to Jota. Like go on, you know what I mean? I don't care. Jota has more goals. I don't like. I rate Jota highly, but like I said, I've been,
Is that all competitions? Prem, they're
No,
tied.
Well,
it's
Prem they're
prime.
tied.
Prem, they're tied.
Actually,
15,
I think
15.
Ronaldo has more in all comps.
He has
because-
21.
because Ronaldo dragged United through the Champions League group stage. So, yeah, Jota.
Will Ronaldo break 20 goals this season?
No,
No. How many games do you guys have left?
20 goals?
For Premier League. I'm sorry, for Premier League.
Oh, how many does where is
He
he
has
at
at 15 right now.
Depending on who he has
It's
against.
It's
Who do you-
it's a tough run. We
Who's the
have
last- last
we
six?
have we have Liverpool tomorrow. Then we play you guys. We play Chelsea. So that's just that run.
Well, I'd see at least one goal in between all that.
Okay.
Remember when he used his juice against Spurs?
You think that's what happened this
Well,
time around? He used the juice. Now he's gonna
Against
he's gonna
Norwich?
disappear. He's gonna disappear now
Disappear?
until.
Who else
Until
does he
the
play
last-
against?
Who else does he play against?
Yeah, was that those three?
I'm trying to look as I don't remember the last. We do play Brighton towards the end of the season, and the last game,
I'm looking at his numbers from 2006.
and then we play.
2007.
We're
He
away
had
to Crystal
17
Palace to
goals.
end the season.
06, 07, Arnold had 17 goals. 07, 08, he had 31. That's when he set the record at the time. 08, 09, he had 18. And this season, he has 15. That's crazy. And it's crazy because you look at the time, 08, 09, 21,
I want to
22.
say, I think he makes 20.
That's crazy. Oh,
I think it's possible. I mean, if he gets the 20,
Of course it's
I
possible.
know it's
Gad.
possible.
Anything is possible.
of course,
I can fucking win $1 million
It's-
tomorrow.
it's gonna happen the last
You
two
got-
games because we have
Okay, it's
Brighton
gonna
and Crystal
happen.
Palace.
All right, it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
I want
I'd
you
say
to make
20.
him. I want to become.
It'll happen.
It's gonna happen.
It'll
man.
happen.
So that when you're wrong, I can go and laugh at you later.
That's fine. It'll happen.
Because it happens to me all the time.
Damn, I said 20. You're gonna laugh at me too. That's crazy.
Well, Ronaldo, it just shows that like even at his age, you don't have to be the fastest or the strongest. You just have to have high elite box awareness and
And just know where you have
That's-
to be.
He's top 5 ball strikers in the world. So those two combinations, you'll end up scoring probably 10 to 15 Premier League goals, non-penalties easily every season. Just with those two.
You say that, and I think the first name that comes to mind is Drogba, because I never thought he was like tactically gifted, but he always knew where to be at the right time, and always scoring goals. So Ronaldo just shows this conversion from going from winger to striker to poacher now. That's all he is. So yeah, Ronaldo's having a good season. What do you guys rate Ronaldo's season? Let us know down below. Gat, talk to us about the game. 3-2. I didn't watch the game. I'll be honest. I kind of didn't watch any football all weekend because I was pretty pissed off. But you're not too convinced,
Hell no.
really.
I think the only good points from this game, in my opinion, obviously Ronaldo's hat trick. Thank you to you guys, and thank you to Josue for giving us a lifeline into making this top 4 race interesting.
Yo,
Because it's getting to the point where, based on our performances, it seems like we need to rely on you guys more
nobody
than.
wants top 4, bro. Nobody wants it. Just in case you didn't know, we're all running for Europa League.
And then,
best league in the world.
A
Third.
surprise appearance by Lingard starting. I think it was only his
Oh.
second start of the season, and on his limited minutes all season, he played pretty well. He got into some good spaces. He got some good shots off. I mean, they could have been better. But he did pretty well for first start in a very long time. Ilanga played very well too. Just the way he set up the goal for Ronaldo's first one, just the press Norwich trying to play out the back just didn't work out, and he was just there and pounced on it, and it was great to see. Did you guys see he celebrated alongside Ronaldo for that first goal? They both did the celebration. It was great to watch. Like, he was just so excited to be able to do that. Apparently, off in the training camp and everything, Ronaldo's actually being a mentor to him, so they're spending a lot of time together. So it's nice to see. But honestly,
Was it the Argentinian kid?
Huh?
Was it the Argentinian?
Yo,
Sorry, I wasn't paying
you
attention.
can see that. We can all you noticed.
No,
that.
the only reason
I'm
why
right next to you. You can't even hear me?
I brought the kid up was just a meme that I saw on IG. That's why. My
Oh,
bad.
with him deleting Aguero's
Ilanga,
comments, is that-
yeah,
That shit
Ilanga.
was funny, bro.
no, he's talking about Garnacho though. That's what he's talking about.
Yeah, he said something about dreams do come true with a Messi picture, and then he
And then-
called.
And then he
Ronaldo goat.
deleted it, and then he pinned Ronaldo, and he said greatest of all time.
Hey, what did Aguero say?
Wait,
Aguero said
is he a
something as
United
well.
player?
Aguero
That's,
said
that's the only reason why I brought it up, because I thought that was
Aguero said that it's because you haven't played with Messi yet. That's what Aguero said.
He actually commented that.
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, overall, those were honestly the only good points. De Gea showing up again. He's literally why we are where we are, because otherwise we would be a lot lower if it wasn't for him.
Well,
It-
okay,
If you would have had the hair of like 2 or 3 seasons ago, I'd been fucked.
okay. I want to ask you this. 'Cause I want to know where your has David De Gea been the Premier League's best goalkeeper this season?
No, I don't
What
think
the
so.
fuck is wrong with you?
No.
Dude, I've seen some shocking takes lately.
No.
about De Gea.
What are they, United fans most
Yeah,
likely?
No.
I know, but like, even if like United fans, like
Who do you think would be considered the
Alisson.
I'd say Alisson. At the beginning of the season, I would have had Edward Mendy, but I think he's kind of fallen off. a
Yeah,
little bit,
no,
but
Mendy has been falling off a lot.
His errors in Champions League are big. Alisson has been consistent throughout.
Yeah, he's arguably
Inconsistent in every facet of his game. So like that's why like De Gea, and I can't consider him that because he still has issues, outside of his saves, his acrobatics.
He
He,
has a
like-
shot stopper.
right.
That's what he is. He's
Right.
arguably one of the best shot stoppers in the world. That I will 100% say. But
when it comes to
overall
anything else,
goalkeeping, now modern, no. Just like Yotis, great shot stopper. A lot of Spurs fans don't want to let him go, but as a modern day goalkeeper,
Yeah, that's
enough
evolved. That's evolved in the back.
Now, we were talking about this a little bit last week on booing. Paul Pogba booed by Man United fans.
Forgot about that.
So, obviously, I'm sure you'd say it's whack. Obviously, you don't want to see fans booing Pogba, but it's probably more than likely he'll leave in the summer. So, obviously, you guys have heard my take on Paul Pogba. I don't think I've heard your take on Paul Pogba's career at Man United. So, what is your overall take on Pogba's career at Man United, and what would you give it a rating?
He's not consistent enough. He's just not consistent enough. So it's time. If he's not gonna give us that consistency, then he needs to go somewhere else.
Is it him or is it the coach that doesn't use him the right way?
How long has he been at United? How many coaches has he gone through? And it's
Is
still.
that his fault?
I mean, he hasn't done anything to show us that he can consistently do it. And if he hasn't done it for all the managers he's been with, why should I believe he's going to suddenly change because Ten Hag is going to come in?
Mm-hmm.
He hasn't shown enough lately these past couple of seasons. So no, it's time for him to go somewhere else. And
Hey, maybe Maguire kicked him hard enough that he will do good for the next couple.
listen, maybe he did. We'll see what happens in the next game. Maybe that job.
Yo, he fucked him up too.
Bro, I
fucked him
felt
up.
that shit, bro. I didn't watch the game, but I felt it. Bro, he was pissed.
He nailed him.
He was pissed.
So what would you give it a rating? His career at Man United, considering everything, his price tag, his expectations, because he was in FIFA's World XI with like some fucking Messi, Ronaldo, Neymar. I think it was 2016. And Juve, literally one of the best center mids on the planet.
A 6.
6.
A 6. Yeah, because just lately these last couple seasons, it hasn't done enough with all the injuries. I can't give him anything higher than that.
Fair.
I mean, we'll see what happens with Pogba. I've seen a couple rumors that United might give him an extension.
Honestly, I
increase his
hope not.
wages.
I hope not.
That'll just confirm that that'll confirm that their transfer policy is just absurd. But Ten Hag, it looks like here we go from the man himself, the GOAT, as Diego calls him.
Yep, still a couple of things to finalize, but hopefully tomorrow I believe we should hear something.
So let me tell you something. And I know this is a complete, stretch from what I'm about to say to what I'm about to ask, but there to me there's some kind of resemblance there. I started watching Ted Lasso again today from the very beginning, and in the beginning of the show, it's pretty much him trying to win over the fans, the media, the players, and the players don't show him any respect because who the fuck is this guy?
Who the fuck is this guy?
Who the fuck is this guy? Are we gonna see something similar? Do you think that's what's been going on with United? That you have so many egos and not the right person to come in and control those egos. Do you think that Ten Hag is kind of walking into a kind of like he's gonna get thrown to the sharks right now, and it's up to him to survive?
To an extent, I mean, I think it'll definitely be a rocky start just because there are so many egos at United and just the culture in and around the club is not good. But I mean, he's not a pushover, so I think he'll do enough. I mean, there's rumors that apparently Ronaldo's not even in his plans.
Saw that.
So if he's coming out saying that now, if it's true before he's even there, we'll see how much boat rocking he does when he gets there. So yeah, he is being. I mean, any manager going to this club at this moment being thrown to the sharks.
And look,
But I think he'll survive.
And look, the key thing that got said here is not the size of the boat; it's the motion of the ocean. So rock the boat pretty nice, and you'll be all right. Right? So that's the PSA.
There you go.
But yeah, Ten Hag. Here we go from Fabrizio Romano. So we will see what happens after that. Now, my only question to kind of sum up these past 3 games between Arsenal, Spurs, and United. Top 4. We'll do a temperature
Nobody
check
cares
now
about it.
to see where we think we are going to go, and then obviously we'll the next few weeks. I think this is probably the safest point to predict our top 4 until the end of the season. Is that fair? I mean, we stick with our results.
This is it.
This is it. This is it. This is it, Marco. This is fucking it, bro. What we say is gonna happen.
All right. Wishful thinking.
All right. So, Nick, I'm gonna go off with you first. You're the neutral one here.
So it's gonna be 4, 5, 6. Those are positions we're looking at.
Yeah,
right?
we're looking at 4, 5, 6 right now.
Okay.
Correct.
All right.
So when Diego was here, I predicted Arsenal 4th. I'm gonna stick with that. I'm gonna stick with Arsenal 4th. And fuck. Does it matter who's 5th and 6th?
It does, yeah. Europa League and Europa Conference League.
Conference
Confirmed, by the
League.
way,
I
Europa
fucking-
Conference
I'd
League.
literally rather not play,
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
play Conference League.
So
5th is
5th and 6th.
Hey, listen,
5th
it's
and
still
FA winner.
it's still a trophy.
FA is
Leicester might win it.
Yeah,
Fifth
Still a
is-
trophy.
So, yeah, but Europa most likely is going to be somebody's going to be Champions League, so that goes to 6th, and then 7th goes to Conference League.
All right, now you're just complicating it. 4, 5, 6.
All right, so 4th Arsenal Football Club,
Now questions.
5th Tottenham, and then 6th Man United.
I'm gonna start it off with, if United get top 4, it's because Arsenal and Spurs really shit the bed. Because we don't deserve top 4 right now. We don't deserve top 4.
That's an honest review.
I think, especially because of the run of games that we have, it's gonna be ridiculously difficult to even consider top 4 unless you guys completely shit the bed.
Yeah.
I think Arsenal, United, Spurs.
I'm gonna stick to what I had said previously, which now I can't really stick to it because I said Arsenal's gonna be in 3rd, so I had to make an adjustment. Now.
Remember when that was like really a hope of ours? Oh my god, it's possible.
I mean, it technically
It
it's still
was.
I mean,
It is still
technically
possible.
it's-
Stop it, Marco! Stop it with the
I mean,
technicalities.
Listen, mathematically, there's a lot that's possible.
If you're a betting man, what would you bet on? All right, let me ask you that.
I lose all the time. That's exactly why I'm gonna bet. I'll stick to it. Just make the slight adjustment that Arsenal is no longer going to be in 3rd, but in 4th. So I think I had it. Arsenal, Spurs, United.
I'm gonna work in reverse. I'm gonna go to 6-5-4, and I'm gonna use what Gat's point is: the run of games that each team has. United have a hard one coming up, and the season has been very roller coaster for you. So I'm gonna give you guys 6. We have a very tricky schedule coming up, and
I think
We
it's
play
real. It is
5 and 6.
it's absolutely going to come down to that derby.
and yes, and our lack of preparation will cost us Champions League, and I think we will end up in 5th place. And I will not mention anything about 4th. Okay, that's my vibes. My hopes are completely. You guys know what my hopes are, but those are the vibes I'm getting. I'm giving you my honest opinion, and I'm gonna kill myself after this. All right. So, other than that, we have West Ham drawing 1-1 versus Burnley. They dropped some points at home, pretty much confirming that Europa is gonna be their probably best route into Champions League. Not to say they're out of the top 4 race; they're still very much in there. But do you guys see them
No.
making a push to the very end or no? No.
No, definitely not.
That's the consensus we have there. Westwood, I didn't want to watch the video, but Nick confirmed fractured. Did you watch the video?
Yeah.
You saw like the actual break.
Of course,
Fucking-
Nick would watch
is
it.
crazy, bro.
I
don't know what the
bro.
this guy watches the
I
crazy
watched
shit
it.
online, bro.
But man, we both watched it together upstairs, and it's like I don't see it. I'm like I see the guy asking for help.
He's looking at
He's
the,
like I don't
he's
see
looking
it.
at
I'm
the
like I was
website
looking at the
player.
wrong player. I'm like, how the fuck are you looking at the wrong player? One of them walks away, and the other one's
Because
asking
one
for help.
One was crying.
Yes, because he knew that he broke his fucking foot.
Dude, if I like
Your
I'd fucking
adrenaline,
cry.
it's different. I mean, I've never broken anything. Eric, you have.
No, I cried, and my knee popped. But no, to your point, players when they're in shock, they don't cry. They're like, "Fuck!" Like, then they after a while, they're
You
running.
remember what's that one guy from college basketball?
Oh,
Just don't start talking about other gruesome stuff.
His
bro.
his
No,
Stop
dude,
it,
it
stop
was-
it, stop it.
bone popped
Stop it.
out.
I can't look at injuries, bro. I squirm and like, I feel it. I feel the fucking injury.
My worst injury is pulled tendon ligaments on my foot, and I laughed after that one. But that's the worst I've ever had. So I can't even imagine breaking or doing anything worse than that.
But yeah, quick recovery to him. Fractured ankle, so broken ankle. That sucks. But
Sad on him.
yeah, man. But the craziest thing to me over this past weekend, that Sean Dice news came out of absolutely nowhere. I didn't expect it at least. Did you guys hear any rumors about that?
No.
I even texted
Best
you guys. I
next
woke up.
week.
I woke up. It was Saturday, and I even texted the chat. I'm like, "What the hell just happened?"
Like, can any of you guys make any logic make any sense of this for me? Because I can't. I don't know where it came from.
It's a
The
terrible
relegation
move.
battle. Like, I mean, he's been doing.
I mean, that's the only thing that we can use to
for the
justify it
1
is that
year that he's in a
yeah,
relegation battle after 9
and
years
it's
of
a-
Premier League football.
and it's 18th place. It's only you're 1 win away.
He's literally Everton. Like, Everton, I think have a game in hand, but like, it's still very much. So you would really throw a wrench into the system that's been so good to you for 9 solid years. Granted, it's not the best this season, but I mean, I don't know. I can't make sense of it.
There is no sense, and anyone trying to say it was the right move, they're trying to put any factor into it. Oh, maybe this is the right move. Nah, it was a terrible move in my opinion. Like, there's no upside to sacking him.
Do you think this is a guaranteed them getting demoted?
I think it's
relegated?
I think it's a step closer.
Yeah.
Not
They had a
guaranteed
better
because
chance
Everton.
if they would have kept it and then sack him at the end of the season or do something else at the end of the season versus
that was
now.
a smart move. Like, it just came out of the blue. That's the thing. Like, there wasn't rumors. Like, it's not like they've been like bad. Like, we all saw when they turned things around after the winter. They really turned things around, and then for the axe to come. I don't know, but do you guys see Sean Dice coming back to Premier League football anytime soon? And if so, where?
Everton.
Everton.
Fucking, and just make them 2 banks of 4, concede 1 goal every 5 games, make them fucking
Annoying.
rigid, just annoying to play.
I hope.
Which they have the players who can do that.
I don't think he's gonna go to Everton because I still think Everton's going down. I don't know
Okay.
where else he would go, but
All
that
right.
would make the most sense. But I don't think that's gonna happen because I'm hoping and I think they still will go down.
I'd say take the year.
Take the
and
year,
then-
think
and
about it.
then-
Go on vacation.
Yeah, I mean, if you've been in one spot for fucking 10 years,
Yeah.
might as well just take a year, and now you're a free agent. You can go back and help another team come out of the championship, or you can stick to one of the Prem teams. I kind of would prefer a challenge and try to bring somebody up, in my opinion. Because you're not going to go to the top. You're not going to go straight to the top. But if in my opinion, I'd go to the bottom and bring somebody up.
Oh yeah. Real quick.
He
you
can
guys
go to.
kind of agree on the Everton thing. If you're Everton, would you say Graham Potter or Sean Dyche?
Graham Potter.
Yeah,
I think he's more of a
with the players that because Everton still have enough quality players. You would want to turn that
For
club
next
into
month.
for now,
No,
a couple more
so
weeks, and then they're
long.
all going to be gone. With the players that they have, you don't want 2 banks of 4 and just sit back and just absorb. You with the player, especially the players themselves, you want to attack.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely Graham Potter.
I think with Sean Dyche, if you're Everton, I think you can get consistent top 10 finishes consistently with, like, there's going to be no question about it. But I think you can take that chance with Graham Potter where he has the higher upside, the higher ceiling, the higher potential where maybe you can challenge for European places, which obviously Sean Dyche, he did at Burnley. But I think if you're Everton, like God said, with the players that have Richarlison, Calvert-Lewin, still top quality players, I think you can get more out of those players with the manager like Graham Potter, who has been missing those players at Brighton. So it's almost like a key, a puzzle key missing. So I think Everton and Graham Potter, like we mentioned before in the episode, I think it'd be a very good fit. So yeah, like I said, Sean Dyche, consistent top 10 finishes.
I think
But
real quick, just to
yeah.
add on to what Marco said, the challenge of bringing a team back up. Wofford goes down. He can take over Wofford.
If
Bring
Sean
them back
Dyche
up.
wants to, if he wants to put into gold PL managers, Premier League managers, take that Norwich job, get them promoted to the Premier League, and actually make them stay there, that'd be a crazy look on the CV. Like, you look at Sean Dyche's CV, getting Norwich promoted, which they always do, but actually making them stay in the Premier League,
Yeah,
that'd be
because they never
crazy.
stay. They get promoted and they go right back down.
Yo-yo club, man. I don't like Norwich as well. Sorry.
I mean,
Listen,
don't get to see him enough.
they carved us open pretty good. So
If you really want a challenge, you have to go to Sunderland and bring them back from League One in the championship. And then I'd love to do a documentary of that.
Ooh, Sunderland to the last. Yeah, maybe dope. FA Cup update: Chelsea and Liverpool final.
round 2.
Liverpool's quadruple run is still very much alive. Nick, if you want to knock on wood, go ahead. Also, Tuchel, I saw the stat, but I think he's reached 6 finals. 6 finals since joining Chelsea Football Club. 2 questions. Nick, I'll start off with you. Do you think this piece of silverware is going to be the first one you can add to your quadruple if it's still in the run? And secondly, where would you rate Tuchel amongst the other top 2 managers in the league right now?
I think Liverpool will win the FA Cup. I don't think they'll win the quadruple, but I think they'll win the FA Cup. And on Tuchel, I think he's top 3. I think he's top 3 managers in the world. I think the Prem holds those top 3 managers in the world. But I think it's Pep, Klopp, Tuchel, and then I'd have to have some time to think about my 4th. But I think it's, like I said, Pep, Klopp, Tuchel, and then
in that order.
And then a pretty significant gap in between third and 4th, because like his time at PSG and Borussia Dortmund obviously weren't the best. He didn't do well at PSG, considering obviously we all know PSG's aspirations in Europe. But Chelsea, since joining Chelsea, like you said, 6 finals, and like the football he plays, like I said, he just suits knockout round football. And yeah, I mean, it's really, if I was a Chelsea fan, there's no question about it. Like I think there's rumors early this season, not rumors, but like murmuring with Chelsea fans, like, oh, is Tuchel good enough? But like I said, 6 finals, it's a joke.
Yeah,
what, a year and a half? So
yeah, yes, smirk in your face.
I was gonna say a tough question. When you said top 3 or top 5 best managers, you're talking about current, actually have a team, or just an overall?
Wait, what?
When you're talking about the coaches that you're talking about, you mentioned 3. You said Premier League has them. You're talking about coaches that are currently in a team coaching, or just overall?
you would have Zidane over Tuchel?
Of course, bro. 5 years, all the shit that he won. Fuck that, bro.
Do you think Zidane could
Easy.
do what he did?
No.
I mean, look.
Well, that's the reason why I'm smirking, because I knew that whatever I was gonna say was gonna be a something dumb.
But
it would be funny.
Dumb though.
It's not really that dumb.
Wait,
I think he can actually do it.
Do you think Zidane is a better manager than Thomas Tuchel?
Do you think Thomas Tuchel can go to Real Madrid?
Huh?
Can Thomas Tuchel go to Real Madrid? I'm countering your question. Can Thomas Tuchel
I
do what Zidane
think
did?
he could. I don't think he can do what Zidane did.
Can Zidane do what Tuchel did?
Take it up. Yes, I think so. You don't think so?
No.
I think I don't know. I think he can. I think Zidane can do what Tuchel.
I don't know why, but I feel like I've never rated Zidane as a manager like that. I don't
You
know
have
why.
to. I mean, the only reason why I love Zidane just in general, but when we were having a conversation earlier about egos and Man United, the way that he was able to manage those egos within Real Madrid itself, I think showed a lot of what he can do as a manager, because he didn't bring anybody in. He just kept whatever he had at the time. He didn't bring no big names. So that's the only reason why, in my opinion, like,
He didn't bring any big names. They're
already there. And he was able to manage those egos, those big egos, quote unquote, that were already established in the team. So I think that's why, and that's why I actually, when we were talking about it, I'm like, that would be perfect, because Man United has so many big egos that he's one manager I can say can do the job, at least ego checking. With everything else, I don't know. If you had to like rebuild or anything like that, I don't think he's the person to do that. Maybe, but ego check, I think he will be able to do it. But yeah, again, my shit was just pretty.
At that, but no, dude, that's a valid point, because Zidane arguably has the best win record as a manager.
5 years, what is it?
But it's so short that
It's short, yeah.
it's like not
He
fair.
he's like, he said, he came in and said, all right, what's up, guys? All right, yeah, this is what I did. All right, let me come back. I'll win one more trophy. All right, peace.
He went in, fucked shit up, and left.
and he hasn't gone to another team to coach, and he has as an assistant coach, he also has a Champions League trophy. So, I mean, it's crazy. He has it on all three: player, assistant, and as a coach.
And you mentioned the league title, and obviously, winning Champions Leagues back to back is no one's ever done it. What I find like equally as impressive, like as you said, he was a Madrid coach. He came back and won a league title. Now, obviously, at the time, Barca weren't good. Atletico obviously weren't good. But
Messi was still there.
he came back and won the league. And like, what was it? It was last season. Wait, no, it was 2 seasons ago, right?
Last season, I think Atletico won it, and then this we're in the runs to win it.
So he came back and won the league, and it's just I find it equally as impressive because it's not easy to go out of a football coaching job.
And left 9 months later, comes in, and no, he didn't win it that season when he came back. We won the season that he had like the full season for himself.
1920, right? Yeah, 1920. So and he also reached the semifinals last season with Real Madrid had fucking fuck tons of injuries last season. So like I rate Zidane, but I don't rate him as highly as other managers in history.
Maybe because he has such a short history, it's hard to rate him. But at the same time, people will always bring it up, like myself, because he accomplished so much in so little time.
It's written in the books. It's not what
longevity wise. Of course, there's not much to fight there.
Sample
but
size is not there.
Yeah. And he only did it with one. He did it one team, and he has so many trophies to go for.
Yeah, so that's a big what if. Like, what if can he continue this? So I mean, that's interesting. I love to get the people's thoughts on Zidane. Is he actually a great manager that he proved to be at Real Madrid? And should he come back to coach? And if so, where? I would love to see him in the Prem. United might be, like you said, a great fit.
You said, Tuchel has taken Chelsea to what? 6 finals?
Yes.
I think Zidane took the 9 and won 7 trophies. So, I mean, history there.
You also had the second greatest player of all time.
Who's the second?
Ronaldo. So.
I mean, to me, it's a par. So I don't consider one. I think there's goats.
All right.
Wait. All right. Hold up. No. It's not on this. On the FA Cup game, Liverpool Man City. I will not stop. I will be dead on my deathbed until people stop including Jordan Henderson into.
Liverpool's you mentioned this on the group chat. That's right.
The mix
I will not rest. No. Like it's just Jordan Henderson in general. Like I listened to a couple of podcasts and they put out their lineup and Jordan Henderson is the first name on the team sheet. Like, oh my god, man! Like watching this game, Fabinho, Thiago, and Keita. It's titled the NFT midfield. Keeping the ball progression, ball retention, being able to progress the ball, and so many other facets on the pitch, and the middle, the final third, receiving the ball off the center backs with Thiago, Keita pressing. Like I see people like saying, "Oh, Henderson, over Keita because Henderson's more pressing. He's more onto it." But literally, I think people have that because their overall body frame. Like Jordan Henderson, he's big, right? He's kind of tall. Naby Keita, he's kind of small. He's a little bit thinner, right? But no, if you look at the stats, if I'm not mistaken, Naby Keita's tackling percentage is top 3 in the Premier League. He literally presses better than Jordan Henderson. He's physically way better than Jordan Henderson because Jordan Henderson 2 years ago, top physical at his peak, right? Now he's severely declined, and I think that was due to his injury last season. So I see comparisons Naby Keita and Jordan Henderson, like they're just so like Naby Keita is just so vastly a better footballer. Like he's just so technically superior, and the right half sided of Trent, Salah, and whoever Liverpool's right-sided midfielder is, like you have to be able to play unique combinations with that right-sided triangle. What I think Henderson does provide is like decoy runs and decoy runs and actually creating space for Trent and Salah. But everything else, like Naby Keita has ahead of him. Like I don't understand his notion that Jordan Henderson's right there on the team sheet, right-sided center mid.
I know why.
Oh God.
Because Henderson is a sure thing, and NFTs are frauds. Come on, nobody.
Hold
fuck
on.
you, man.
If I
that went over my head, honestly.
Bro, all that the thing is all right. So people think that NFTs are frauds. He just put it as an NFT. NFT are things that are
Oh, he's an NFT.
Yeah.
Yeah, and,
Yeah, Naby Keita
Naby
and
and
Fabinho.
Thiago.
Oh,
but that shit
But-
made money, boy.
They make money. A
That
lot of
shit
people
make
consider them
money,
frauds,
boy.
so that's why they rather take the handout thing. That it's more of a short thing.
And I want to play this. This is
Eric
Jurgen.
was like, "Wait, what?"
This is
I
this
did
is,
it again.
this is
I
Jurgen
feel like-
Klopp's
I did
interview
it again.
after the game.
What's his name?
Put us into the mic. Nah, I'm like, yo, nah, you
Do it.
ruined
Give
it.
me
ruined
here.
it.
Give me here. Yours for some reason not capturing it.
Play back.
This is this
is
is
very
the
important.
perfect moment where we can use the new feature on our
This is
mixer.
very important. Play back again.
Whole midfield.
Play back again. This is very important.
Thiago top performance, but whole midfield. That was football, eh? So, Naby. Oof.
Midfield top performance. That was football.
So if he picks Jordan Henderson next game, what do you do?
Not watch the game.
No, I'll watch the game, of course, but I think hopefully this is where Jurgen Klopp starts to see the light with the NFT
No.
midfield and actually
NFT, nah.
start phasing out Jordan Henderson out of the side, which he will do in the summer. And I think there's been like this notion with Jurgen Klopp, like obviously his size at Mainz and Dortmund, and now Liverpool, that he just likes workhorse players, players like Gini Wijnaldum and workhorse players. But no, I think this past year, obviously, buying the likes of Thiago, and this past week he bought but including the likes of Fabio Carvalho and promoting the likes of Harvey Elliott into his side. I think he's starting to promote a lot more technically superior players, which at the end, like in football, I think there's one side. I think you have technicality and physical prowess. And as much as I love physical prowess, like technicality wins every day of the week. Like, you know, you look at Xavi, Iniesta, Sergio Busquets, Modric. Like you compare like Sergio Busquets to some of the best DMs in the world in football, like Claudio Makelele, like top physical DMs. But at the end of the day, the technicality always wins. It always wins. And the likes of Thiago and Naby Keita are some of the world's best technical players. Obviously, Naby Keita's injury record. What sucks with them is they're both crooks. Like on the injury side of things, they're crooks. You know what I mean? But when they do play together, it's football. So like Jurgen Klopp said, I hope he's starting to see the light. And Thiago and Keita, like Thiago, I saw this one stat, one graph. He's top 2 most progressive players in the league, along with Mateo Kovacic, which also what a player. And I think Thiago's also, I think he ranks in top 3 or top 5 in Europe, top 5 leagues on progressive passes, along with the likes of Mateo Kovacic and Toni Kroos. So when you just have those players who are just so progressive, being able to play in tight little spaces, technically like superior, it just always helps the team out. And you saw this game where Naby Keita either picked up the ball, right, and drove forward, played little 1-2s and combinations along the right side with Trent and Salah, was physical, and pressed phenomenally. Thiago picks up the ball after off the back four, whether it be Van Dijk or Ibrahima Konate, and he's just technically so superior. Like this game, like every touch he took was the chef's kiss. So at the end of the day, technicality will always win, and I hope Jurgen Klopp, when Liverpool do go out into this market this summer, they'll acquire a player right side of center mid, whether it be Jude Bellingham or other center mid profiles who are just technically just so well. So technicality will always win, and Naby Keita and Thiago, my boys, will always come out on top.
I think the biggest takeaway for next Liverpool game is to see if Jordan Henderson starts. And we'll
if they can watch us.
We will.
Niggas, it's okay. He's like, yeah, it's over already. All right, but look, there's some other results. We mentioned the Watford Brentford 2-1, Newcastle losing to beating Leicester 2-1. Bruno saying that he wants to live there forever. Whatever, fucking sell out. We got some pretty big matchups coming up, which we'll talk about in a very quick minute. But first, some other news: Barca downfall in a 4-day span.
Question.
What's up?
Question.
Are Barca back?
Because of what you guys came at me.
Who?
After-
First of all, who's you guys?
You.
Me?
Yes. Because
Damn,
you're the
you
one that
guys are
asked me.
coming at me right
Yeah,
now.
I mean, I was pointing more to you two because the guy usually stays quiet and he doesn't know whose team he supports.
Damn. Okay.
Not Barcelona, that's for sure.
Yeah, for real. Everybody's thinking shot at you. That's coming at me.
you went. You guys. Well, you asked the question. Laughingly saying, what happened to Barcelona's positioning, and are they still the worst player? Are they still not considered? Blah blah. You remember the question you asked me. Now, on that topic, do you think that this is the result of Xavi ball, or is this what they accomplished or have done so far? Is a result of just the hype of having the new transfers of the winter transfer?
First, I want to start off. I like the energy after they lost. That wasn't here beforehand, so awesome on your part. Secondly, I love how fans like, they'll stay quiet, but then once the results go your way, like, oh yeah, remember this?
Oh no.
So I'm not mad at them.
No,
First of all,
as a Real Madrid fan, bro, you know me. I'm as critical as possible with them, and I know that they're doing terrible right now.
Yo, apparently all Barca fans respond to Madrid fans as 4-0.
Well, I mean, they're gonna answer? They're always gonna say 4-0, and our answer is gonna be we have 13, and that's forever gonna be the debate or the issue. But no, that's outside the question. The
answer your question.
Is it Xavi ball at the beginning?
Is the new manager bounce over? Is what you're saying?
Is it new bounce manager over, or was it never the new manager bounce, and it was the new transfer window, the winter transfer window that came in that is no longer effective?
I do not think it is a new manager bounce. I think it actually is Xavi ball that has gotten him there. I sat here literally mocking Xavi ball because all I saw was one play from them. So the fact that they're kind of coming at you right now is kind of surprising me, first of all. But secondly, that 4-0 against Real Madrid was beautiful football, and that's not something that you just come up with. Mm-hmm. That's something that's trained. So, like Nick said, you lose games. They're not the final product yet, but they're not that far either.
They almost came back in that Europa League game.
Yeah,
they almost came back.
They have aging players. I mean, again, transfer window is gonna be a big part for them as well, but I don't think it's new manager bounce. I think it's just
the transfer window. It's just like the hype of the transfer window is just kind of like settling in now. It's like, okay,
I don't even think there was that much hype, to be honest with you.
In the sense that when I say hype is that they couldn't,
and he barely plays.
The only reason why I say hype is because technically at the beginning of the season, they couldn't purchase any players. They had difficulty purchasing players, even keeping players on their wage bill because the wages were so high. So that's why I'm making this one a big thing, because it was a big thing at the time because they had no money. That's the only reason why I'm making it. If it were any other year, I would have said, who cares about the window transfer window? But this season, it did matter because of the struggles that they had at the beginning of the season.
I don't think the transfers this past winter. I'm sorry. I'm trying to answer your question, first of all. What's your question again?
I don't even remember what question.
Yeah.
No, do you think it's too much of a? Do the players that they brought in have already done their shininess have gone like
they burned out? Okay.
Or do you think it's just like Nico said, it's just 2 games that just consistently back to back?
It's 2 games. I think again, they're not the final product yet. They still have a long way to go. Very young team as well. With there's to me, at least from what I see on Barcelona. Correct me if I'm wrong, but there's just young players and old players. There's no in between players who are like at the prime of the game. Maybe Frankie De Jong, maybe, but I don't even know how old he is. He's still super young. So I think that's where Xavi comes in and really plays that role for them, where like he kind of gives structure to the young guys and leans on the older guys to kind of balance each other out. I think this is one of those games where it just lost. Fucking I thought Real Madrid were gonna lose past weekend.
We almost did.
Would we be having this conversation? They lost. I don't think so.
I don't think so. No.
But the Europa League, I think, kind of.
I think that's what kills it. I mean, not kills it. It increases or emphasizes the conversation.
Exactly. And it was
not only did they lose. I mean, that's not to talk shit about Frankfurt, but it's a lower competition, which is Europa.
Yes. Again, they're not where they are. They're not where they're aiming to be. That Frankfurt game, I mean, the golazos that Frankfurt scored were just
phenomenal game.
Just beautiful, man. Can't really. It's you saw the I'm trying to find the words to say. But the Frankfurt game, it just Barca didn't seem like they were at the races. They weren't pressing. They just seemed kind of gassed out. But no, I don't think this is the real Barcelona. I think it's just a bump in the road.
Yeah, I mean, honestly,
it's-
I just brought it up just for shits and giggles because that's literally what I've done all game.
Yeah, you're coming at me when I was.
I thought it would be funny.
on your side.
I've been shitting on Nico for a minute, so I
Burnley,
decided to shit on you.
Who's y'all? You. We specifically say you. All right. So I'm like, why is he coming at me for? I've been literally agreeing with a lot of shit you said before. But
no, like even if they did beat Frankfurt and went on to win the Europa League, it wouldn't have changed anything. Like them winning a Europa League trophy, Barcelona, top 2 biggest football club in the world.
I saw the
wouldn't have
ranking.
changed.
They're actually in 8th place. Did you see that?
yeah, dude. Exactly. I mean, then again, I
mean, also
question that
don't
a
know
lot.
who built that ranking, so
Yeah.
it could be anybody, literally.
I'd have them there.
Huh? You've
I'd
had
have-
them in 8th place?
I'd have.
Yeah, I think Man City's in 1st place.
Like, yeah, all right. So straight off the bat, right? Man City, Chelsea, Liverpool, Real Madrid.
I think Bayern was up there in this ranking.
So-
I'm not saying.
Where
just
was
general.
Barca
Bayern.
before Xavi came in?
Has to be the same.
No,
think they actually
no,
dropped.
no, they were
position
shit,
was
dude.
in the table.
I don't
Oh,
know, but
six,
they were-
6, 7. And
They were
they're
in
second now.
6th, 7th. They're in second now, dude.
They're
That's-
tied in
that's
points
not-
with 3-4.
That's not a new manager bounce. That's a
I
system.
mean,
No,
he
if it
went-
was,
he
it's
went-
not new manager balance. Like he came in December to April. That's 5 months.
The time that he's been the coach for Barcelona, I think he's lost 4 games and won every single other game. It tied maybe 1.
So no,
And you don't even have to look at results. Just look at the football that they actually
Yeah.
play and the players that they actually possess. Like
Yeah.
Ousmane Dembele and Ansu Fati on
Oh.
the wings. Like Pedri, Frankie de Jong, Gavi, a
Dude.
top center back in Ronald Araujo. Like they're
just-
so set
you
next
just
season.
mentioned Dembele right now.
We've been shitting on him for so long prior
He was
to this.
literally out. He was done. He was leaving the club. Now we're seeing the Dembele that we all thought we were gonna see
Put a controller down, bro.
fucking
years ago.
Put a controller down.
Xavi,
Mm.
what changed?
Pedri.
Pedri, what changed? Xavi. Maybe
Oh,
Aubameyang
Aubameyang being
helping Dembele because they're butt buddies, but maybe they helped out. But I mean, look, I gotta eat humble pie when I gotta eat it, and I came at Xavi because I didn't see his football. And
Well, I mean, do we watch that league at all?
No, no.
There's no reason for you to.
and it was my troll joke,
But that was like we all said it
Yeah.
consistently. It was like,
Like,
what is
he-
it? One clip?
yeah. But no, I mean credit to him. Like he's done his job at Barcelona. They're looking pretty good. But yeah, they've gone on a mini downfall this past 4 days. Out of Europa, lost to Cadiz.
Cadiz.
Cadiz,
1-0. Other news: Haaland to City, which is looking more and more likely. I did not know Nick was not a fan. I didn't know he was a hater.
Oh, Haaland?
Yeah.
You love him
Haaland,
too.
I love Haaland, dude. I love Haaland.
You have to build a little
I know.
something barrier there.
But I'm gonna wait till Haaland makes a move, and then we'll have our discussions because he got to leave about
And
Borussia.
also, as long as he remains healthy.
Yeah,
this
that's the key
season
thing.
he's
That's
struggling
the
a
key
lot.
thing. If he's injured his entire career, then I mean that's out the window, of course. But next season I'm gonna come at you. All right.
Not worried.
All right. Oh. All right.
He's gonna be a Man City fan for 1 season.
I'm not worried.
No,
I'm
you-
not worried.
No, me. Derby, unfortunately, get relegated after a hard-fought run to stay promoted. Wayne Rooney did all he could do. Pretty impressive work, actually, what he was able to do there. But they still get relegated because they went into administration and I think lost a total of 21 points.
21 points. Yeah,
That's
they
crazy.
needed to get a better result than Reading in order to stay in the conversation, but they lost. They couldn't do it.
So that's that. I had some hot takes that I wanted to ask you guys. Real quick, talking on La Liga because we were just talking about that. Iñaki Williams.
About to say the controversies.
No. Iñaki Williams is a player who
He has played every single minute for the past how many years?
6 years.
I
believe
saw
it's 6
that.
years.
What a beast.
Where does he play again?
Bilbao. I always thought he was gonna get a move to a bigger club.
I think he's a Zaha of that league.
Really?
I think so. I don't think he fits in. I don't think he can. Means yeah. The thing is that he's changed his position quite some couple times. He played for the wing a couple seasons, and then I think now he's playing a striker, center forward type of play position now. I think I've always rated him highly, but because I would use him like on FIFA, he was like one of the first players
Pro
that you
clubs, yeah.
would hop on. Because he has speed and he's a good striker, right? So you would pick him up, but then you would just leave him to the side because eventually other parts and that's basically what
That's
his
what
career
clubs
has
are
been.
doing.
Yeah,
And they're saying, "Oh, Nike Williams is a great player for Atletico Bilbao," but
not
for
enough
us.
to. Yeah, even for the Spanish, like for his national team, he had been called up a couple times, but he was always overlooked by other players.
I've never seen him play for Spain.
He,
It's
but
always
yeah,
been
but
Morata
he,
or
and he
Herman
yeah,
or
exactly.
Moreno.
So
I didn't even know he
and,
was
and
Spanish.
I mean, Morata's only can barely score or only headers. But yeah, so he's one of those players that have always been overlooked. He's a workhorse. He does phenomenal job at where he's at. But yeah,
Not
it's
more than that.
unfortunate.
And he should also stay like his younger brother
Yeah, that's pretty
playing
dope.
with him. That must be fucking dope.
And he's not. I think he's like closer to his 30s. I don't think he's that old.
No, he's not that old, but he should just stay there. He's like, I think he'll be a club legend. He's won. I think he's won a couple of the day. No, I think so.
Yeah, so Vigo has one.
Yeah, no, he should stay there.
My next one goes to you, Nick, and it's I think it's gonna be a bittersweet moment for you, but I think it's kind of safe to say that Liverpool wouldn't be as successful as they are if it weren't for Ragnick himself.
It's a joke.
Mane, right?
Ragnick?
He came from the Red Bull Academy. They picked him out.
Nico's like, what are you talking about?
The reason I'm asking,
Was
did you
he-
see the Ragnick interview?
No. Was he Salzburg manager at the time?
I believe he was. But the reason I'm saying is because he called these players out. He said, a lot of players that came from the Red Bull system are Liverpool players. If you look at it, you have Mane, you have Amino. You
You know, really?
I mean, not really. I mean, but I'm saying a player that you guys acquired. But there's like a few other players from that.
Naby Keita.
Naby Keita. I mean, you gotta think Ragnick. I think it's time you gotta put it out there. Thank you, Ragnick, for picking out these players and bringing them over to Liverpool.
Remember the time when he signed for United, all the 4-3-3 BR football?
Yeah.
And I even said the godfather of counter pressing.
You all said
And he had like the 4-3-3 posted a graphic. It was like him with the strings to Thomas Tuchel and Jurgen Klopp as he's like the god amongst them. Like, come on, dude. Like the guy has no CV. Like I think he finished. I think he won the. I think he coached at Zenit. Yeah, I don't know, man.
Where did Konate come from?
RB Leipzig. I don't know if he was.
I don't know, man. This is looking more true and
The
true
guy was
the more I
coaching in
look at it.
Russia, bro. Like the guy was coaching in Russia.
I think during that time was when he was in deep with the RB system. Not necessarily as coach, but he was involved in the whole RB brand.
So look, if there's anything you guys can take away from this, is that Liverpool wouldn't be successful if it weren't for the current Manchester United manager.
Thank you, Ragnick.
And if Manchester United are smart enough, they'll see what this guy can actually pick out and
I
will.
mean, would they be that successful? You have to also, if that's the case, you have to also thank Mourinho for getting rid of Salah and Liverpool side,
Chelsea?
and then and then the De Bruyne for with Man City for getting rid of him too.
Yeah.
So thank them both, please.
Well, why is
wait.
they give for Kevin De Bruyne?
Huh? No, I said then Man City would have to do that for Kevin De Bruyne.
I mean, it was more of a joke, but if you want to go down a rabbit hole,
I
you
mean,
can go down a
right.
rabbit hole if you want to.
I'm mad at the joke.
Ralph. Thank you, Ralph.
So Wreck-It Ralph giving Liverpool the titles without him even knowing it. And my last one is there's rumors of next season halftime interviews.
MLS does it.
Yes, it's American.
Yeah, MLS does it.
NBA, NFL, hockey. Do you expect it? Well, are you excited, I guess, to see it for the Prem?
No.
I don't mind it. You know why? Because Peacock sometimes have those intermissions. They're just dead image. so I don't mind.
For
I
the
wouldn't mind
viewer,
it.
so as pure entertainment, yes. But for the footballing aspect of it, no.
Imagine getting a player that's pissed off and it's his turn to like because they assigned it
Fucking
previously,
5-0
right?
at halftime. Oh, what are your thoughts?
Imagine because I believe they have like assigned like players that who are gonna have the interview this after this game, right?
Yeah, I think they ask or
Yeah.
they pick up.
Yeah. So imagine they pick specifically, I don't know, fucking Hendo.
Imagine if Ronaldo after
Oh,
losing to
yeah,
Everton,
yeah.
he smacks a reporter.
Sorry, this is gonna sound bad.
Damn, that audio is gonna sound so fucked up. Marco smacked the microphone for anybody who's listening, wondering what the fuck just happened to the.
But that's Cristiano Ronaldo at the reporter because they're down 3-0.
Fucking down 3-0. What are your thoughts on this halftime? What should you improve?
Keep the scoreline out your fucking mouth.
I'd fucking hate that move. Though. Like,
I would hate
there's
it.
no
I would
benefit
hate
to
it.
it. Like,
Entertainment.
But
Money.
how? How are you
dollar,
entertained by that?
dollar bills, y'all. As
Viewership,
if you're
viewers.
telling me as a Liverpool fan, and then you fucking see Tuchel and Pep getting interviewed at halftime, and one of them is down 2-0, you wouldn't want to see what the fuck they're gonna say.
Bro, the memes.
As a neutral fan, you'll love it. As a Liverpool fan, you will hate it when it's your team. That's the human in us. You know.
I don't know, but I feel like most
Dollar
football
bills.
coaches are they're not as open to other sports coaches like NBA coaches, NFL coaches. There's some like if you look at NBA coaches when they get interviewed at halftime, they'll give a lot of key points on what they should improve on. But like if you ask Jurgen Klopp after a game, like obviously they're mastermind tacticians, but he's not gonna go into depth about some tactics.
Mhm.
Like same with Thomas Tuchel and Pep. Like obviously they know, but they're not gonna reveal their tactics, their key tactics like some NBA coaches do. So I don't think it'd be that intriguing to see. Like if a reporter
It's
asks,
also-
"Oh, what should you improve on this half?"
It's also gonna ruin the whole locker room talk too, because you got to think football is just two halves. That halftime, that's literally that's all they have
They
to
have to
actually talk
increase
to
halftime.
everybody. When you think of all these other sports, hockey, you have two intermissions. Basketball, there's 4 quarters, so there's plenty of time in between each
Timeouts.
quarter and timeouts. Baseball, yeah, it's fucking 4 hours long, so you have
NFL
plenty of
commercial
time to.
every fucking 2 minutes.
So there's time in all of these Americanized sports. There's just
You have to think of the big picture. The big picture is the money that they can make.
Dollar
charging
bills,
the
y'all.
sponsors when they say, and this segment brought to you by, and they have the interview. How much money would they not pay for that piece
what,
right there?
dude? Capitalism. Football's gonna eat itself.
That's the
bro.
big picture.
It's gonna eat itself. But that is all we got for today. Is there anything else that you guys want to bring up real quick that we did not mention tonight?
GG's, Nick, for tomorrow.
Jeez, Nick.
For
Oh, tomorrow,
tomorrow.
yeah, hell of a game.
Oh yeah, tomorrow's
GG's.
a big match. That's right. That's right. Yeah. Oh yeah. So predictions. You reminded me. So the biggest matchups for this week, and I had them pulled up now. I just put them all away. But the biggest ones were Chelsea. I'm sorry, not Chelsea. Were Liverpool versus United and Arsenal versus Chelsea. So
See, you go back.
It's on the front page.
Why Allison and De Gea rank among the best goalkeepers? What a joke. Why is De Gea there, man?
shot stopper, dude. One, it's
Clickbait.
United, one of the biggest things in the world. Two, he has positive stats for their current situation, which is conceding shots. If you're talking about building up, if they actually had a good team,
Do you rate him?
no, as a shot stopper, yes.
All right, is he
Overall,
top 5
no.
goalkeeper in the league?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
No.
I don't understand. I saw his one.
Maybe 5, but not
like-
above that.
Like it's the same thing as it's so weird. Like how like Sky Sports and like BT Sports and NBC how they all rate goalkeepers.
Me and potatoes.
I saw his one graphic. It was Meslier, Leeds goalkeeper. It was a post that has the most shots saved in the Premier League. Leeds have conceded the most goals in the Premier League, and the caption was, "You can't get in," or some shit like that. Like you can't stop me, or there's no coming in.
All right, so
Like come on, dude. Like
I see what you're saying, and I also look at that same situation like a Ramsdale who was at a Sheffield United conceding goals left and right, relegated 2-3 times, and then has 13, 14 clean sheets with Arsenal this season. So I see your point. I also see the other side what their point that they're trying to make is, which is shot saving. But I think they're a little behind when it comes to the modern day goalkeeper, Alisson, Ederson, players like that. Those are modern day goalkeepers. So
Yeah, they're more worried
don't
about
look
the.
at that.
They're
They-
more
they-
worried about the actual shot stop.
they're looking at the meat and potatoes. What does the goalie do? Stop the goal from going in. That is a goalie.
Right.
At the face of the position, that's their job. They have, yeah, he's the best at that, but that's not what the game is anymore. We moved on from that. So if you tell me is they have one of the best shot stoppers in the league, I mean, it's kind of hard to say no, with both with his hands and his feet. But if you're telling me would I want him to be my goalkeeper because this is the way the game is played now, no, I wouldn't want him there. He's not the right guy.
and with goalkeepers, also on my last point about that Leeds Meslier, obviously it's ridiculous to measure goalkeepers on conceded goals. I just want to put that in there. I don't want to sound like I'm measuring goalkeepers on goals conceded. Like for
Right.
example, some of Man City's defenders have less goals conceded than Van Dijk. That doesn't mean like Van Dijk is not a better defender. You
Yeah.
know, Titus Bramble in 08, 09, he has better stats than Van Dijk. It doesn't mean, you know, Van Dijk's not the superior defender.
Mm-hmm.
So, but on the goalkeeper, like we mentioned, as an overall goalkeeper, where we talk about, oh, it's just distribution, but it's also like coming off your line.
Yeah.
Can you prevent
Super
crosses
keeper.
coming in? Exactly.
Who started that position? dude?
Manu Neuer, the best goalkeeper of all time, in my opinion. So
He changed the game.
So it's not just distribution. Like if you look at the likes of De Gea and like they're just not up to date with. We all know distribution, but other facets of goalkeeping that I just mentioned. So yeah, goalkeeping. It's like the same with fullbacks.
Yeah.
With
100%.
fullbacks, you know, they were used to Gary Neville putting in 7 out of 10s, being solid defensively, being rigid, not the best technically, just classic. But now it's just Danny Alves, obviously Trent nowadays.
Marcelo.
Right, exactly. So they're caught up to times with the forwards and the midfielders, but not the back end of the defense. You know what I mean?
It's the way I look at it. It's funny because it looks like the defenders got to attack now and the attackers got to defend now. Like everybody's doing everybody's job now. It's not
like a key thing that a lot of pundits mention. Oh, but is he pressing? Remember at the beginning of the season they were saying, does Ronaldo press enough?
Yeah, that we didn't talk
That's a
about
good-
that
yeah.
before. that wasn't the question.
You wanted him
So,
to stay up there.
Football changes over time, man. Football changes, and when the rules change, footballs change as well. So there's gonna be some rule changes, guys. Don't be surprised when that does come. But yes, the predictions, right? So yeah, I'm fucking lost over here. So Liverpool, Manchester United happening tomorrow. Damn, this is be an interesting game. Marco, kick it off with you.
Liverpool.
Okay.
4-1.
Guy, are you feeling another embarrassing result?
No.
Okay.
We'll still lose, but
Okay.
it's not going to be 5-0.
Okay.
3-1.
3-0 Liverpool.
3-0 Liverpool. Yeah, I agree with that scoreline. Chelsea Arsenal.
It's gonna be a tie. Wishful thinking. I don't know. Sue me. 1-1.
All right, I'm just gonna go just because we got out of the way, but Chelsea 2-1.
Really?
It's
Yeah, they actually like.
I don't have hope for this game.
Damn.
No Lacazette.
Does he change anything?
Yeah.
Our style of play.
Honestly, I really like Lacazette, but like if you look at that Brighton game,
I
was
think he
fucking
was burned
horrible.
out, but it's not. It wasn't. It was him. Or everybody was off. I think we have better odds with him in
yeah,
than
Yes.
not in. So with him not being there, it's like we're already bleeding. He was like the band-aid over the bleed. Now we're just bleeding without a band-aid on. That's the way I feel without Lacazette, without Party, without Tomiyasu, without Tierney. You think he's go, man? Oh,
1-1.
I'll thank you.
3-0 Chelsea.
Fuck you. Alright. I mean, you know what? This is a relegation battle for Everton. This is a good matchup for Leicester. Everton-Leicester.
0-0.
Oh.
Damn. Everton Leicester. It is going to be 2-0 Leicester.
2-0 Everton.
2-1 to Leicester. And the final game that we're going to give our prediction on, Burnley and Southampton also do play, but we're going to talk about this last game. I know Nick is putting all his, not all his eggs, but he's hoping that Brighton continue their good form going into this game. Man City hosting Brighton.
1-0 City.
1-0 City.
2-0.
I was going to go 2-0 as well. 2-0 as well for City. And that is all that we have for today. That's all happening on Wednesday and Tuesday. So make sure you tune in for those games. And we will be back on Wednesday to give you our updates where I'll probably be heartbroken again. And yeah, we'll take it from there. Is that it? Anything else? Good? With that being said, we are the Benchwarmers, the bench of the voice. With the bench is always warm. Peace, everybody.